Months ago, Shmuel Chushkaman and I embarked together on a shared goal and a dream that Rav Shmuel had for many years. We sought to create a Makom Torah here in Atlanta. 6 months after 6 months later, we were privileged to have Rabbi Eliezer Cohen join our staff. This August, 6 months, 6 young couples, devoted young couples joined us as well, and our 8th family came shortly after Sukkot. Together we have become a powerful force for change in our community. Each day we work as a team to help our community become a Makom Torah. What precisely is a Makom Torah? And how is it different than what already exists in Atlanta? In a Makom Torah, Torah learning is valued above all endeavors. A Kol Rabbi and anyone who aspires to become a Talmid Chacham is revered. An atmosphere pervades where Torah scholarship is held in high esteem, and a lifestyle ensues where Torah and mitzvahs are the focus of everything we do. Girls are raised determined to marry a young man who is, as the Gemara describes, Torasam Menasai, whose very fiber is Torah. Young men have no greater wish than to learn Torah Lishma, without any ulterior motive, only because it brings them closer to their Father in heaven and because it affords them the opportunity to share their knowledge with others. Young men strive to become a Ben Torah, which describes someone who sees the entire world through the prism of Torah. He may be a doctor, an accountant, not necessarily a rabbi, but his orientation, his perspective on life is always colored by his overarching commitment to meticulous mitzvah observance and daily Torah study. A Makom Torah, like the incoming tide, raises all ships. The entire community and all of its institutions benefit. All of the rabbis in our community, whom we love and respect, learn for a significant period of their lives in a Makom Torah. Indeed, many of the rabbis in our community spend their vacation times basking in the warmth of a Makom Torah where they came from. Although the word Makom means a place, a Makom Torah is much more than that. It is a perspective on life that influences everything we do. It doesn't necessarily mean a new physical building. Rather, it is a respect for the primacy of Torah in our lives. The ultimate goal of a true Ben Torah is that Hashem's Torah flows through his veins. It is his very life force. Towards this end, we sought to find a world-class Talmid Chacham, a Rosh Kollel, to identify and hire a small cadre of men to accomplish this goal. Baruch Hashem, we succeeded beyond our wildest dreams. The amazing staff at Beis Medrash Gavoa introduced to us Rabbi Eliezer Cohen. Rabbi Cohen and his Rebbitzin work 24/7 to help our community grow to the next spiritual rung. Rabbi Cohen succeeded in finding 7 other couples who share his and our vision, and just 4 months ago on Rosh Chodesh Elul, Kol Ner HaMizrach opened. Since that date, no moss has grown under the feet of these amazing couples. There is a palpable Kol Torah, a sound of Torah learning in our small Beis Medrash each and every day and night. From 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day, and then again in the afternoons from 2:30 to 6 p.m., our Kol rabbis are engaged in their own Torah studies. In the evenings, the sound of our Beis Medrash can be heard from outside as you walk up and find every night 40 men from several different communities learning from 8 to 10 p.m. in the evening. Around Atlanta, in neighborhoods like Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, Norcross, classes are offered by our Kol rabbis a few nights a week. You can also show up to Ner HaMizrach at 7 a.m. and find Kol rabbis learning with different people who prefer an earlier schedule. Classes are offered in 6 different languages: Hebrew, Russian, Spanish, Persian, and Yiddish. Each week, one of our rabbis publishes his insights into the Parsha in our Illuminations publication, which is available in print and widely circulated on the internet. Copies are on your table. One of our rabbis learns with several 8th grade Torah day school boys. A few nights a week. And just last week published a pamphlet of Torah novella from these budding scholars. Many young men do not accomplish this goal until they get well into their 20s, and these boys, with the help of their Rabbi Binyamin alone, have published their thoughts at the age of 13. Copies of these publications are supposed to be on your table. I don't know if they were put out, but if not, we'll see that they get put out. Our Kol rabbis have also completed their own compilation of in-depth Torah essays, which we intend to publish after Pesach. All of the accomplishments complement the wonderful work of the rabbis who paved the path for us. 27 years ago, no one in Atlanta even knew what the word Kol meant. Only because of the Herculean work of our dear friends at the Ask Kolo could our community now come to support a full-time Kolo, such as ours. If we appear to stand tall, it is only because we are standing on the shoulders of our dear friends and colleagues at Ask, whom we have known for 30 years, dating back to our days in Ner Yisrael. If you are here tonight, it is because you believe you identify with our mission. You understand the importance and support us financially. Many of you learn with our rabbis on a daily basis. I know that many times when you leave at 8 p.m. to come to our nightly Beis Medrash program, it comes at the sacrifice of your wife, who certainly could use your help with the children and your companionship. So to your wives, I say Ashreichem, you are indeed fortunate. The Torah that your husband learns with our Kola will uplift you and your family, just as it uplifts our community as well. Every afternoon from 4:30 to 6 p.m., 6 rabbis from 4 different institutions join our Kola. They are refreshed from the well springs of Torah, and as a result, they are stronger and more energized rebbes for their students. One of the wives of these rabbis recently wrote me a short thank you note, thanking us for creating the Mechanchim Kola, and letting me know how much her husband's learning has already uplifted their family. There are learning opportunities for women as well. Please make sure you're on our email list so that you are aware of the women's classes in Halacha and Machshava. At the site of the burning bush, the Sneh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu asked Moshe Rabbeinu what he had in his hand. He said it was a mateh, a stick. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, throw it to the ground, and it turned into a nachash, a snake. Then the Ribbono Shel Olam told him, grab it by its tail. After doing so, the Torah tells us, he held on to it strongly, and it turned back into a mateh, into a stick in his hand. Rabbi Yaakov Abba Chatzera, Zechrono Livracha, the Abba Yaakov, whose Hilula was just a week ago, explained this episode by way of remez. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu asked Moshe what was in his hand, and he said it was a mateh, a stick, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was indicating that the mateh is analogous to Torah. Which must always remain in his hand, studying it day and night. And what will happen if you won't toil in Torah as you could? What happened to when Moshe let go? He threw the mateh to the ground, and it turned into a nachash, a snake, which is analogous to the powers of the Yetzer Hara. When one abandons Torah study, even for a small period of time, he is awakening the powers of the Yetzer Hara. So what can one do if one has not studied Torah as he should or could have, and now he wants to break away from the clutches of the Yetzer Hara? Grab it by its tail. Just start with a little bit of Torah, the edge of the tail, but hold on strong. And eventually it will become more and more until it will transform back into the mateh again. Eitz Chaim hi u'machazikim bo. There is a lot for us to learn from these magnificent words. Many people feel alienated from Torah study. They feel that they are already so far detached from it, there is no way for them to return. So they basically decide, after either consciously or subconsciously, that Torah study is not for them, and they could do without it. This, of course, comes from the Nachash, the Yetzer Hara, who doesn't want us to fulfill our purpose in this world and have eternal bliss in the world to come. So how can we overcome the lures of the Nachash? We have to hold on to the tail. Meaning, for starters, we must take upon ourselves a tiny bit of Torah study. But it must be a commitment, and it must be unrelenting. Day after day, we must learn another Mishnah, another halacha, another piece of Gemara. When a person holds on to that small part of the mateh, it will be well positioned and stationed in his hand. It won't budge. Then, once we have accomplished that, we can add more and more. Another Mishnah, another halacha, and so on. And little by little, we will be able to work ourselves until we are a source of pride to our Father in heaven and to ourselves. Rashi says on the pasuk, comments on a pasuk in Mishlei, which I brought with me, but it's in this light, it's a little hard to read. Rashi says, Chachma doime l'kesil, that wisdom to a fool is like an Evan. No, I lost my place. Sorry. Evan Yakora, like a precious stone. Kamargalis, like a pearl. Liknos nomar eich asok b'toira masai. Thank you. Masai tarle biyode. How am I going to accomplish this? Hachacham shoyna hayom ma'at u'lamacher ma'at. But a wise person learns a little bit today. Thank you. And a little bit tomorrow. We daven that the Eibishter should bless Maaseh Yedenu, the work of our hands. And as Rabbi Chutzera says, make progress each and every day. We have, with Hashem's help, accomplished much, but there is so much more that needs to be done. Baruch Shalom, bless us with the strength and the knowledge and the financial wherewithal to continue your Habatzah Satar. Thank you. Please enjoy your salad. We'll start with the next course in just a moment.